If you watch Muscle Car of the Week, you know that all the cars we feature are special. But this one, well, this one's over the top. Lots of people have loyalties and favorites to certain muscle cars, you know. Ford guys are Ford guys, Chevy guys are Chevy guys. But there's certain cars, I think, that kind of transcend the brand loyalty, and I think just about everybody thinks they're cool. Today, we have one of those cars. They didn't make very many of them, and this is the first one ever produced. It's a 1970 Hemi Cuda Convertible. For 1970, the Plymouth Barracuda got some new sheet metal. It's an all-new design. They call this the E-body. And it's a very distinctive design. It's got a nice long nose, a short deck lid. But one of the things they did was to increase the size of the engine bay. They made the front suspension a little bit wider, and they made these cars able to accept the biggest engine that they could stuff in it, because Chrysler was building about the biggest engine you could buy at that point, physically anyway, the 1970 426 Hemi. Now this is the street Hemi, and it had been around for a few years, but it just didn't fit in the previous generations of Barracudas. So now you've got an all-new design. They called it the Cuda, and that 425 horsepower, 490 foot-pound torque monster Hemi V8 would fit in their intermediate-sized muscle car. It almost looked like somebody dipped this car in red paint. I mean, it's got a shaker hood scoop, which is red to match all the red exterior, the red interior, and these Cudas were interesting because they've got a lot of red on the engine bay as well. The inner fenders are red, the bottom of the hood's red, firewall's red. But underneath that giant scoop is the sleeping elephant. 426 cubic inch, hemispherical headed V8 engine, 425 horsepower, 490 foot-pounds of torque. They only made a handful of them in a convertible. I mean, opening this hood on this car is just like two Christmas mornings at the same time. I have no idea why, but only 14 people bought these cars new. The Hemi Cuda Convertible is one of the rarest, most sought after muscle cars ever made. And some of them were automatic, some of them were manual transmissions. This one is super, super special because not only is it a Hemi Cuda Convertible, but it's the very first one ever made. This car was used in some magazine articles back in the day. It was part of the press fleet. It's just a super special car. And aside from having the Hemi dual quad motor, on top of that engine you'll see a shaker scoop, which was an option, and this one's actually a red shaker, which is kind of unusual. Most of the shakers were black or a silver, but some were body color, and this one was. And it's a red on red convertible. So the interior is red, the exterior is red. The only other accent color is black, and there's a black stripe, the black tail panel, the power top is black. So this whole thing has this really cool, aggressive looking red and black color scheme. But none of that really matters if you got a Hemi under the hood. I mean, this thing could be Battleship Gray and it would still be super cool. After seeing a red on red Hemi Cuda Convertible driving around, you'd think people would have been lined up to buy these things, but this is the only one made in this color combination. Of course, they only sold 14 of these cars in total in 1970, so every one of them is kind of unique. This one's my favorite. One of the neat things about the Chrysler products of this era is the data tag. It's a little stamped steel tag under the hood, but it gives you the list of everything that this car came with when it was new, and it makes it easier to verify a real car like this one, because if you know how to decode the data tag, you can find what this car came with when it was new. And all of the options and features on this car match the data tag. I mean, this one's got a long, long history. Everybody knows where this car has been, so there's no concern about this being a clone. This is the real deal. And some of the cool things on that data tag indicate that it came from the factory with this color scheme, with this engine, torque flight automatic transmission, a Dana heavy-duty rear axle, 15 by 7 inch rally wheels, the elastomeric plastic bumpers, which are body color. Very cool thing because they enhance the lines of the car. The dual exhaust with chrome exhaust tips that come out the back. That was an option on these things, and this car's got them. Of course, the bucket seats and the console. The Rallye gauge pack and the dashboard. It's got the special S83 steering wheel, and it's got a power top. So, you know, you're not going to find a lot of luxury items in a Hemi Cuda convertible, but power top is pretty neat. Bucket seats, it's comfortable to drive, and it will burn the tires all day long. You know, these things made a ton of torque. On the original tires back in 1970, the car magazines were testing these at 1330, 1340 in the quarter mile, 107, 108 miles an hour. Today, you put better tires on them, a drag slick or you know, a drag radial, you've got a low 12-second car. So not only does this thing look super, super cool, it's got the power to back it up. It's a low production number. It's a great color. That's the first one ever made. I mean, everything points to this being one of the pinnacle muscle cars. Now, aside from being the very first Hemi Cuda convertible ever built, this car is very special to us here at Muscle Car of the Week because we have now completed 52 weeks of different cars on Muscle Car of the Week, and this starts our year number 2. So we thought it'd be fun to show that even though we've been doing this for a solid year, we're still able to raise the bar and provide more surprises for what's going to be a super cool muscle car every week. And we thought it was kind of fun to start our second year with the very first of its kind from the Brothers Collection. I know what you're thinking. How can these guys possibly top the very first Hemi Cuda convertible ever built? Well, we've got a few tricks up our sleeve, and you'll have to wait till next week to see what happens then. Check out our Facebook page, and you can share this car with your friends. We've got more pictures of it at musclecaroftheweek.com. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, because you don't want to miss whatever comes next on Muscle Car of the Week.